Beside me is Johnny Nelson.
I feel like a fraud. How have I got these ringside seats?
And now it's time for our tale of the tape. Saul Canelo Alvarez. We're hoping for an all-action slugfest.
Now, it's ironic that Todd Grisham mentions an all-action slugfest, because I need you guys to give the like button an all-action slugfest, as it does help with the YouTube algorithm and continues to allow me to put out content that you guys want to see and for other people to catch on to it. So before we even get into the video and the topic of the video, please like the video, and if you have any thoughts, comments, or concerns, please put it in the comment section, especially if it comes to mind while listening to the content or watching the content. Now, if you're like me, sometimes you throw a video on in the background or throw some Fight Night's Finest content on in the background, preferably, and then you may not be paying too much attention to the gameplay. So let's talk about that. The comment that was left by AVs, if I butcher your name, my apologies, but he said, good to see you back making videos, bro. I would love for you to do a video breaking down your opponent's strategy and how you will have to make adjustments. It usually is some of your best content, in my opinion, and I agree, because that's one of the main things that I thoroughly enjoy doing when it comes to YouTube and boxing games or combat sport games in general, is analyzing the gameplay, seeing what two people do in the ring, and then how they make adjustments, so off and so forth, the mindset, all that good type of stuff, right? And one thing that needs to be understood about this game and this current iteration of the game, as this was the last major update to come out, I don't know if that means they're going to make any type of adjustments before they come out with the console release or not. I couldn't say specifically, but what I can say is as follows. The main thing that I'm concerned about when it comes to this game is that you guys do try to fight with a strategy on this patch, because as you can see from the gameplay, there ain't too much of a strategy going on, and neither do you need to utilize a strategy to be successful in this current iteration of the game or in certain matchups. In fact, having a strategy and trying to be overly technical could actually end up fucking you in the ass. Raw, no lube. Because trying to box and be technical against somebody who just wants to walk in and just throw does not lead to positive results all the time. And the main reason it doesn't do that is because of, for example, take a look at this knockdown here. There's a built-in RNG with punches, right, where it causes some of your punches to miss. So when you go for a dual exchange, what ends up happening is you're missing stamina, which, as we all know, causes damage to occur, or extra damage to occur, because the game isn't really built based upon like flat damage. And what do I mean by flat damage? Flat damage is if I just throw a naked hook at you, you have your hands down, it does a certain amount of damage. But it's actually when you are missing stamina, like as you saw here where I got rocked. The main thing that does damage is the counter power shot, which is the main thing a lot of people are going to end up camping online. And you're probably thinking to yourself, Fight Night, what do you mean by camping? I mean, they're just gonna literally wait for you to throw punches, miss, like have some of your stamina missing, and then the game sometimes generates counter windows based on movement, but it's very inconsistent now. Whereas before, in previous iterations of the game, you can literally know which directions to move to dodge certain punches. But with the tracking change that occurred, and then after the directional dodge got implemented into the game, it made it so that the counter windows that pop up are very inconsistent, and sometimes it literally just happens from you just moving. So some counters don't even have to be timed, it just will randomly occur. And then other times they work as intended, where it's like, okay, he's throwing a left hook, you're moving towards your left away from the lead hand of the opponent, and then you'll generate the counter hit that you're looking for. And the other times it won't be consistent. Catch and shoot is definitely broken, so it's not even something that can be utilized once you have the read on the opponent. All that to say this, especially in matchups where somebody's just gonna walk in with Canelo Alvarez and block break the shit out of you, which I have experienced at the top level of the game, trying to be technical will end up getting you fucked up. Now, this is not to say that you can't box on this game, because in certain matchups it is better to box, and you can still win matches by boxing. but it's more important to be mechanically solid, which means you know your buttons, you know your combinations, you know the right spots to throw punches, and you simply sit down and fight. I recommend that for anybody who is still playing this game online and wants to try to climb up the ranks. Not that it really matters all that much at this point, but if you're playing this game and you want to have some type of success, it's better for you to know how to fight and how to brawl than it is for you to know how to box, because it does not take much for you to have success. And with, like I talked about, the natural RNG that's just built into punches, sometimes you're just going to end up losing out on exchanges. And if you try to be overly defensive, especially with the new block health change that came, which in my opinion there shouldn't be any block health, because who the fuck wants to get their block broken anyway? And it is the only viable, or used to be the only viable form of defense. Now the best form of defense is movement. So I hope that answered the question. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video if you haven't, share with a friend, all that good stuff. It's been your boy, Fight Night's Finest, the Sophist commentator, and guess what? I'm off this. Peace.